Hi there, how are you doing today?
I'm good, sir. What about you?
I'm pretty alright, thanks. And today is your speaking test, so let's begin the test. I would like to tell you one thing that this is really good that the student said that, what about you? Always try to build some rapport with the examiner by saying, how are you? And one more thing that I would like to add here in the real exam, the exams get recorded on a recorder so that in case you apply for the revaluation you are not satisfied with your score, that audio recording is heard by the senior examiner, and if there is any discrepancy or if the examiner feel like that you should have scored better as per your performance, then you get a better score. But here we are just trying to create the same environment as the real exam, so this is one thing that I really wanted to bring into your notice. So we will proceed, though in the real exam they first check your passport, that is your identification. I'm skipping that part and we are directly moving on to part 1, that is introductory questions. So first of all, I would like to know whether you are a student or you work.
I'm a student. I recently completed my senior secondary and now I'm planning to go abroad for my higher education.
That's very nice. So let's begin this test with the first topic, that would be trees. Are there many trees where you live?
Fortunately, there are many trees around my house because there is a garden who planted many type of trees such as shade trees and fruit trees.
Okay, and have you personally ever planted a tree?
Absolutely. I vividly remember that when I was in 8th standard, our school organized a survey in which, especially on Environment Day, where I plant so many trees around my surroundings.
Very nice. Why do you think that not many trees are found in the surrounding these days?
I think cultivation and is entirely responsible for that cause. And apart from that, people these days are not too much aware about environment, so they do not plant trees. That is the reason why we see the trees would be decreasing rapidly.
What kind of trees people often plant at their homes?
I think there are many type of trees which people usually plant to get good oxygen and create a better environment. For example, in my house we plant palm trees around, and there are also some Christmas trees.
Oh, that's interesting to know. Let's move on to the second topic, that would be garbage. How do you feel when you see garbage on the streets?
Well, honestly speaking, I'm a eco-friendly person, and I really hate garbage, and I really hate people who throwing garbage on road. Whenever I see garbage on the road, I usually throw it to the dustbin.
That's very nice. You do a great job. Okay, and why do you think people throw garbage, or why the problem of littering is increasing?
First of all, it is really undeniable that people throwing garbage on road. I think usually do not aware about the consequences of which they are doing. So that's why they are throwing garbage on road. Apart from that, a careless attitude of the individuals also responsible for that.
Yeah, very right. Have you ever participated in any cleaning activity or a project in your area?
Well, luckily, last week our community members organized an event in which we clean our streets. In that event, I also participated.
Fantastic. Let's move on to another topic, and I would ask you questions related to riding bicycle.
Okay, sir.
Did you ride bicycle when you were a child?
There are many children in my country who always ride on a bicycle. I feel lucky, also one of them. I vividly remember when I was I on my 88th birthday, my father gifted me a small bicycle, which is the first time when I ride a bicycle.
And do you still ride a bicycle?
Yes, indeed. Despite I have a motor vehicle to reach anywhere, but in the early morning to keep myself healthy, I usually trial bicycle to our colony park.
Very nice. Do you think that bicycle is good for all age groups?
Absolutely, I agree because riding a bicycle helps us to rid of many diseases, especially obesity. As we can generally see that people of all age group are usually caused by obesity. So it will be a great deal to get rid of that disease with the help of bicycle.
Why not many people these days are interested to ride a bike?
I think laziness among teenagers and also adults is increasing, and that's why they prefer to ride a motor vehicle as it is effortless and easy to reach anywhere.
Exactly, that's what I think as well. Moving on to part 2 of this test, I will give you a cue card for which you will have 1 minute to prepare your answer, and then you have to deliver a speech for around 1 to 2 minutes, and I will stop you when required. The cue card that you have to prepare is talk about a time when you got stuck in a traffic jam, when it was, where you were, what exactly happened, and how did you feel. Your 1 minute preparation time starts now. तो अब आप भी अपनी आयल स्पीकिंग स्किल्स को इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। टाइम वेस्ट मत कीजिए, आज ही 1-on-1 लाइव क्लासेस के लिए कांटेक्ट कीजिए एंड यू विल सी अ ड्रामेटिक चेंज इन योर आयल स्पीकिंग, क्योंकि हमारी जो फीडबैक है, हमारे टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स आपकी स्पीकिंग को कुछ ही दिनों में इम्प्रूव कर देंगे। 5 स्टेप्स शो हो रहे हैं हाउ टू एक्सेस आयल स्पीकिंग बूस्टर, और इसकी एक फ्री कॉपी लेने के लिए लाइव क्लासेस के लिए हमें अभी व्हाट्सएप कीजिए। Your 1 minute preparation time is over. Could you please start your answer?
Okay, well, traffic jam is a common scene, especially in big cities where people waste lot of time on daily basis. Here I would like to share one such incident when I stuck for a traffic jam for too long. Actually, last month, me and my friend made a plan to go for shopping in Ludhiana. Well, we made a plan to shop in a mall, then watch a movie, which followed by a meal in a restaurant. Unfortunately, in the morning, my friend cancelled the plan, but I decided to move alone. I went to our bus station and I boarded the bus to go for Ludhiana. Well, journey was going peacefully, and suddenly my bus stopped and I saw a long queue of vehicles ahead of my bus. Well, I think the jam would be clear in 10 minutes, but the situation got worse. Well, I vividly remember that it was a hot summer day and the bus was fully loaded with passengers and the bus was not air conditioned. Well, to kill the time, I decided to play a game in my mobile phone, but my mobile phone battery got dead and it was really uncomfortable journey for me. After few around 30 minutes, the bus conductor said to me that the jam is because of road accident and it would take 2 hours to clear. Well, it was the height of my patience. I left the bus and went to other road and boarded the bus and came back to home. Well, I was really disappointed as traffic jam ruined my weekend. Okay, let's continue this conversation, and now I will ask you a few questions in part 3 of this test that would be the follow-ups of the same topic. Why the problem of traffic is more serious in big cities? Well, in my opinion, in urban areas, we saw every person has this on a vehicle. Well, due to financial prosperity, they want to travel on their personal vehicle. As a result, the burden of roads, but vehicles burden on roads is increasing, and we usually see traffic jam in big cities. What does the government of your country do to reduce traffic jams? Well, luckily, government of my country is quite concerned about traffic jam, and they deployed many traffic officers in our streets. And apart from that, public transport is also funded by my government for ladies to use it free. As a result, people kept their personal vehicles and prefer to travel in a bus. Oh, that's very nice. तो अब आप भी अपनी आयल स्पीकिंग स्किल्स को इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। टाइम वेस्ट मत कीजिए, आज ही 1-on-1 लाइव क्लासेस के लिए कांटेक्ट कीजिए एंड यू विल सी अ ड्रामेटिक चेंज इन योर आयल स्पीकिंग, क्योंकि हमारी जो फीडबैक है, हमारे टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स आपकी स्पीकिंग को कुछ ही दिनों में इम्प्रूव कर देंगे। 5 स्टेप्स शो हो रहे हैं हाउ टू एक्सेस आयल स्पीकिंग बूस्टर, और इसकी एक फ्री कॉपी लेने के लिए लाइव क्लासेस के लिए हमें अभी व्हाट्सएप कीजिए। Do you think the traffic jams would become more or less serious in times to come? Well, I completely agree, because these days people are becoming financially stable and In future everybody want effortless life and comfortable, so that's why they will own a vehicle, and which would increase traffic jam in future.
Do you think technology can help to resolve the problem of traffic jams?
Okay, well, I completely agree with this question. Because in future we will see people work from home as with the help of technology. For example, in corona pandemic, my town was under lockdown, and my father was also working from home.
Yeah, so you mean that if people will work from home, there would be less traffic on road. And do you think that people's life would be affected if they work from home rather than going to their workplace?
Well, honestly speaking, I don't think so, because the main factor to to be successful is workers' ability, no matter where they are working, in offices or a home. And apart from that, working from has also have many benefits, because we can take care of our children or elder people.
Last question to you is, what problems do people face when they get stuck in traffic jams?
Okay, well, I think people will face some difficulties, such as headache due to smoke which came out from other vehicles. Apart from that, they also feel frustrated, and due to sweating all over the body.
And that's the end of this test. I wish you all the very best, my dear. You have a good day ahead.